Right, welcome to Synaptic. Today we're going to discuss another feature on the system, which is your complaints register. Now this is a relatively new feature and has come about in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's being used by 1 or 2 clients. Now, granted, the feature is available on request, and the integration into an insurance company will fall as part of the liability onto the client for that integration cost. We have got integration with Synaptic, and that will automatically pipe this information to Synaptic and match it towards what the Synaptic file or complaints file information is looking for. However, we have catered for every system that we can possibly find, so that you can have the best way of analyzing this data and reporting on this data as you need to go. So when you click on the complaint screen button or complaint registration button, and this is under policy administration, effectively this screen will pop up for you immediately, and you are going to see the actual previous complaints that were listed on the screen. And in here we can basically see that we've got the policy numbers attached to a complaint number that will automatically generate. You will then have what is the complaint type that you've selected prior to that, the date received, the due date, and if it's closed or not. Now in the top one's information, it has been closed and it was solved 7 days before the due date, and it is valid. However, on complaint number 2, it was never closed, it has never been resolved, it has not been validated either, and is now 726 days over the due date. So that's almost 2 years at this point in time, or a little over 2 years. So this is our testing platform. So we just keep it here to make sure that you get a general gist of what's happening. You can also search the top 10, the top 100. You can search either by a singular complaint by entering in the person's ID number here. You can also have the complaint number, policy number, or ID number. You can either search between specific date ranges, or you can search a specific month. So you want to see all the complaints that happened in October 2025, set search. It'll obviously come up blank because we haven't tested the system in 2025. There was no need for me to do so. But if I clear all these dates and I carry on and I reinitiate that, it's going to bring back all my top 10 complaints, because top 10 here has been selected. Now, if you're going to add a new complaint on the system, it's actually quite simple. You're going to click on Add New Complaint. This is your complaints register file, and you are going to say, where does the complaint derive from? So is it from the customer or is it from the ombudsman? So this gives you, and will save, an indication of where did you get this claim from. I think this also may determine very hardly on the urgency of the claim as far as it goes, although all claims should be handled with a reasonable amount of urgency. So we're going to just assume for this one it comes from the customer. We're going to say we received this complaint yesterday, and the due date selected, we want to have this thing finalized by next week Friday. Let's say that's what our SLA with our clients, or what it says in the policy wording. Now it's going to automatically generate your complaint number depending on how we've structured your complaint number and how we've set this up for you as a client. Now we need to find the individual's name. So what we can do here is we can hit search, and it's going to ask us for an ID number, and we're going to go search. So now I see that we have got a couple of these people on my system. So Llewellyn Buckley Murray has got 3 different plans to his name. So we're going to say we want to put the complaint onto his warranty at the moment, and we're going to say save selected. You've got to check that box so that it comes through. Now immediately it will bring in the client's name. It will not be editable because you are using a specific client and a specific product. Now we're going to say what is the complaint type. Okay, so now we can say what the complaint type is. So policy performance, and then you can write in what the individual's complaint is. We want to know, is it VAP, is it single premium, is it monthly? Now in this case it's a single premium warranty, so select single premium. We can say here client is unhappy with coverage. Now I'm putting in pretty weird and possibly very shortened synopsises of this, and in this field you've got almost 512 characters. You can really put in a decent paragraph of what is actually going wrong with this client. So we would suggest that, unlike me, you put in a decent paragraph as exactly what the complaint is from the client. Now, what can happen here is you've now got the choice to say, is this from a claim or not? Now, we automatically list the claim numbers associated with that policy number there. So that 8444456 will already have a claim on it, so we can say there, it's associated to a claim. So if this is related to a claim, you can then either choose to change what is sitting in here. So maybe the guy's got an issue with the product design, or the advice he received from the client. Then we can say the client, we can change this. Client was unhappy that the claim took so long and has not been finalized yet. Okay, and now what we say is you're going to have to say save this file. Once that's done, you've saved the new complaint, all is good in the world, but you'll see that now all these different things open up for you. You've got notes, so you can now load in any formal note that you want to load in here for what you've done. So we can say registered complaint based on email received from client on the 28th of October 2025, directed at Llewellyn at 13:45. Okay, so that you know where to go and search it. You can then save that there. So we're going to save that compliance note. Okay, we can now return. Now you can also upload and put in documents. So what we can do here is we can allow you to upload any documents that match what you're looking for. So we can do BMPs, JPEGs, so all the picture files, and XPS, which is a fax file, or a file that you can save as a PDF. Sort of scanned in documents, which are normally XPS or TIFF, and PDF files. So you can do pictures and all sorts of things to ensure that you are bringing in the right amount of documentation here, so that you know that the complaint has everything with it at that point in time. Once you've got all of this done, you can now literally update the complaint at any point in time. You can close it, you can now begin your investigations, and when you go back into your complaint register, you will see the complaint is now there. So it will tell you now that you've got 8 days left of the claim or of the complaint, and it hasn't told you it's closed or what that is yet. So now we're going to double click on this, go back into here. When you're in here, your investigations have been completed and you are happy with what's happening on this complaint. We can hit close the complaint. When you close the complaint and you've done your investigations, you are going to put in what the outcome was. We can say here, for example, we don't agree, the claim was authorized in the same day as we got it, claim was received at let's say 1000 hours, and it was authorized at 1145. So let's just say that that is something that is an outcome. So we're trying to give you an idea as to how exactly you can fix all of this, or how you can put the notes in that you are required so that you get it. Is the claim valid? Well, no. If the claim was handled in good time and the client is complaining that it took long and hasn't been finalized yet, you can say, no, it was done within reasonable timings. The guy was maybe having a bad day. And then you say, is the claim valid? Yes or no. So now you choose whether it's a valid claim, yes, we were in the wrong, or no, the claim's not valid because, we believe that within an hour and 45 minutes, everything is good. We can then say, closed the complaint, and we say this. Would you like to continue to save this outcome? Yes. Outcome has been saved for complaint number. Now it's done. So now you have closed the complaint. So now when you go back into here, You look at this and it'll give you all the information as to what is happening on that particular claim. If I'm correct, you can always go to an older claim and you can double click on this. You can open up the claim and you can review what happened on a particular claim. I can now view the outcome. You'll see I can't save anything further to this. I can't edit anything in here. So nothing can happen here. It's been saved. You cannot change anything. And all you can do is view and look at it. But I am allowed to here upload more documents. So if, for example, someone has got another document validating this complaint, you can upload more documents. So that's what you can do when the complaint is sorted and saved. And that is what happens in the complaints, or complaint registration. I hope that you have learned something from this particular video. There are reports associated to it, so we can activate those for you too. So just let us know if you'd like that feature, or if you're using the feature, let us know your feedback on it. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.